A guy I know makes $180,000 a year. He has $400 in his bank account right now. No savings. No investments. Maxed out credit cards. One unexpected bill away from a complete breakdown. Meanwhile, his neighbor, a school teacher making $38,000, just paid off her house. Same city. Same cost of living. Completely different financial reality. The difference isn't income. It's never been income. It's the rules they live by. Today I'm giving you the exact rules that separate people who are always financially stable from people who are always one crisis away from disaster. 6 rules. No fluff. No textbook nonsense. Just what actually works. And rule number 5, that's the one nobody talks about, but it might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. Let's get into it. I know. You've heard this before. But hear me out, because most people think they're doing this. They're not. Here's how it usually goes. You get paid, you pay your bills, you buy some things, and by the end of the month, the money is just gone. Sound familiar? The problem isn't that you spend too much on big things. It's the small leaks. The subscriptions you forgot about. The daily coffee. I'll just grab lunch real quick. Those small things add up to hundreds of dollars every single month. Here's the fix. Before you spend a single dollar on anything that isn't a bill, pay yourself first. Set aside 10 to 20% of every paycheck the moment it hits your account. Move it somewhere separate. Treat it like it doesn't exist. Whatever is left, that is your spending money. This one shift will change everything. Because now your savings aren't an afterthought, they're automatic. The rule: your savings come first. Everything else comes second. Most people have no idea how much they actually spend each month. And that's not a judgment, it's just the truth. Think about it. When's the last time you sat down and looked at every single transaction from last month? Here's what I want you to do this week. Pull up your bank statement. Every purchase. Every subscription. Every transfer. Go through it line by line. I guarantee you'll find at least $100 to $200 worth of spending that surprises you. You don't need a fancy budgeting app. You don't need a spreadsheet. You just need awareness. Because you cannot fix a problem you can't see. Once you know where your money is going, you can make intentional choices. You can cut what doesn't matter and double down on what does. The rule: track your spending once a month, no exceptions. Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning. You wake up, check your phone, and there's an email from your landlord. Your rent is going up $400 next month. Or your car breaks down on the highway. Or you get hit with a medical bill you weren't expecting. Now here's the real question. Would that moment ruin your entire month? Or would you just handle it? For most people, it ruins everything. They go into panic mode. They pull out the credit card. They borrow from family. They make desperate decisions that cost them even more money down the line. And here's the thing, it's not because they're bad with money. It's because nobody ever told them to build a financial firewall. That firewall has a name. It's called an emergency fund. And it doesn't need to be big to change your life. Here's the target: 3 months of your basic expenses. Nothing more. If it costs you $2,000 a month to survive, rent, food, transport, you need $6,000 sitting in a separate account. Untouched. Boring. Doing nothing. That's it. Save $50 a week, and you're there in less than 3 years. Save $100 a week, and you're there in just over a year. The moment you hit that number, something shifts. That Tuesday morning panic? It just becomes a Tuesday. You handle it and move on. That's what financial stability actually feels like. Not being rich, just never being desperate. The rule: $1,000 to start. 3 months of expenses as the goal. Build it before anything else. Debt is like a hole in a bucket. Doesn't matter how much water you pour in, it keeps draining out. And credit card debt? That's a big hole. Most credit cards charge 20 to 29% interest per year. That means if you carry a $5,000 balance and only make minimum payments, you could end up paying back nearly double that over time. Here's the minimalist debt rule: tackle your highest interest debt first. Aggressively. This is called the Avalanche Method, and it's the mathematically smartest way to get out of debt. List all your debts. Pay the minimum on everything. Then throw every extra dollar you have at the debt with the highest interest rate. Once that's gone, move to the next one. It might not feel satisfying at first, but it saves you the most money in the long run. The goal is simple: no more high-interest debt. Once it's gone, all that money you were giving to the bank every month? Now it's yours. The rule: debt with high interest is your number one financial enemy. Attack it first. Okay. This is the one I promise you. And I need you to really hear this. We live in a world that constantly tells you to upgrade. Upgrade your car. Upgrade your apartment. Upgrade your wardrobe. And what do most people do? They spend money they don't have, on things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's the number one reason people with good incomes stay broke. Every time your income goes up, your expenses go up. New raise? New car payment. Promotion? Nicer apartment. Before you know it, you're making more than ever and still living paycheck to paycheck. The minimalist money rule here is brutal but true: your lifestyle should not increase every time your income does. When you get a raise, save at least half of it. When you get a bonus, invest it. Keep your fixed expenses as low as possible for as long as possible. The people who look the richest are often the most broke. The people who are rich? They're usually the ones driving average cars and living in reasonable homes, and quietly building wealth behind the scenes. The rule: resist lifestyle inflation like your financial future depends on it, because it does. Here's something that genuinely bothers me. You work hard. You save money. You do everything right. And then you leave it sitting in a regular bank account earning 0.01% interest, while inflation quietly eats it alive. Let me put that in real numbers. If you have $10,000 sitting in a standard savings account for 10 years at 0.01% interest, you earn about $10. $10. In 10 years. Meanwhile, inflation is reducing the buying power of that $10,000 every single year. So in reality, you're going backwards without even realizing it. Your money needs a job. And giving it one is not as complicated as finance people want you to think. Here's the simple version. First, move your emergency fund to a high-yield savings account. Same safety, same access, but instead of 0.01%, you're earning closer to 4 or 5%. Zero extra effort. Second, if your job offers a retirement plan with any kind of employer match, contribute enough to get every dollar of that match. This is the only place in personal finance where someone is literally handing you free money. Take it every time. Third, once your debt is gone and your emergency fund is full, invest a fixed amount every single month. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to understand charts. A simple index fund, something that tracks the whole market, has historically grown at around 7 to 10% per year over the long term. $100 a month at that rate, for 30 years, turns into over $100,000. Not because you were smart. Not because you got lucky. Just because you started, and you didn't stop. The rule: move your savings somewhere it grows. Grab every free dollar your employer offers. Invest consistently, and leave it alone. 6 rules. That's all it takes. Not a 6-figure salary. Not a finance degree. Not a lucky investment. Just 6 rules, applied consistently over time. Spend less than you earn. Know where your money goes. Build your financial firewall. Kill the debt. Stop performing wealth. And make your money work. Most people will watch this video, nod along, and change nothing. Don't be that person. Pick one rule from this video, just one, and do something about it today. Open that savings account. Pull up your bank statement. Transfer that first $50. Because the gap between people who are always stressed about money and people who never are? It's not luck. It's just a few decisions, made consistently, starting on a random Tuesday. Today is a Tuesday. Start now. If this hit different, hit the like button, it helps more people find this. And subscribe if you want more straight talk money content every week. No fluff, no get-rich-quick nonsense. Just what actually works. See you in the next one.